Let's talk about pricing today. I want you to think about what your hourly rate is. And I want you to sit with it for a moment. And I want you to come up with 3 versions. I wouldn't get out of bed for anything less than this. Like, this is my absolute minimum. I couldn't contemplate doing anything less than this unless it was for free and your choice. But that kind of bare minimum, like, it's got to be this. Secondly, I want you to think about that rate that you're now kind of used to, that sits really nicely within you, that you're confident at charging. Yes, you might be more expensive than a general rate, but you feel good. You feel like you've earned that, and people will pay it, and it's rarely questioned. Then, as the third one, I want you to think about that rate that you would absolutely love to have. That rate that just kind of makes you feel a bit excited in your seat, that makes you feel expansive, where you start going, oh, well, if I could do a few of those a month, that would feel really good. So I'm not saying that it's not going to be on the top, like, oh, that's exciting, and then underneath but could I really do that? There's all these things happening. But that's the rate I want you to think about. So I want you to write down those 3 numbers, the bare minimum, and then the middle one that you're maybe comfortable with right now. And thirdly, the stretchy, exciting one. I want to remind you or let you know that whatever your scary top end number of your range is, there is somebody out there, maybe right now, doing exactly the same thing and charging triple that. And doing it with no questions asked. And I not recently, but in the last 5 years, I worked for somebody and I did a speaking gig. And the first time I did this speaking gig, I knew and again, it was a story like, oh, I've just had a baby though. Yeah, I've just added a new addition to my family who also needs feeding. Interesting where your mind goes. I just had a baby though. So by the time I then did the next round, I was like, oh, I feel like my pricing should go into this a little bit. When I sent that email, I had somebody so lovely on the other side of that email who, in not too many words, gave me the message that not only was this new price absolutely okay and not questioned in the slightest, but this new price may even be too small, and that there was more wiggle room that I could ask for. And I was so appreciative of her in that moment, for her honesty, for her care. She was also a lot younger than me, so I loved that. I was just like, yes, thank you for doing that. Because certainly women of my generation, it was, we were not some of the first, but this is still a very new world for us. I was telling my boy the other day about my Discman. He was just like, what are you talking about? I also showed him a vinyl and he was like, but what does it do? Where does it go? I was like, okay. So what I would love you to take away today is an invitation to come and check out Create Your Income Pie, because that could be a really good option, especially if you're thinking about your pricing and where you're going next. But secondly, these are all just numbers, and they're how we feel about ourselves and what we have the courage to ask for, and how we negotiate things and how we price and package things. And there's always more money. There's always more money. You think about these companies that are how much they're spending on their Christmas decorations. There's always more money. There's always more money. Let me know how you get on. Send me a message, and Create Your Income Pie details are down below. Lots of love.